Hello everyone. Back again with film recaps. In this video, I will recap one of a psychological thriller films from 2021, titled Intrusion. Before we get to the storyline, don't forget to like and subscribe for more film recaps and have a great day. At the beginning of the film, we are shown a husband and wife who have just moved into a new house located in a small town. The wife's name is Mira, and her husband is Henry. Their new house is designed by Henry himself since Henry is an architect. They also do not have children because Mira has battled breast cancer in the past, and is currently recovering from it. On their first night in their new home, Mira and Henry decide to have dinner at a cafe to celebrate their move. To be more intimate, they decide to leave their cell phones at home and enjoy a more romantic dinner without being interrupted by the sound of the cell phone. When they return home, they are surprised by the messy state of the house. Their cell phones, which they had left at home before going out to dinner, have also gone missing. It appears that a stranger had broken into their home while they were out for dinner. They then contact the police to report the incident. Furthermore, they find that the intruders in their home only took their 2 cell phones and a laptop belonging to Henry. The next day, Mira, who is still haunted by last night's incident, has no choice but to return to work as usual as a youth counselor in her office. Henry, on the other hand, is visited by a police detective, who will further investigate the incident that happened to his family last night. The detective suggests that Henry install surveillance cameras, as well as an alarm system in order to improve the security of his home. In the middle of their conversation, they hear an unknown sound and clanging sound emanating from the pipe channel. Henry is then advised by the detective to call a plumber to his house. After the detective has left the house, Henry immediately follows the advice given by the detective. He installs a sophisticated security system on the door of his house, which he can access through his new cell phone. The scene then switches to Mira, who is checking the health condition of her breasts. The doctor explains that the new lump on her body is not a cancerous lump, but rather a leftover from her previous surgery. When Mira returns home, she informs Henry that she is fine and that he has nothing to worry about. Henry is happy after hearing this, and he's already bought a new cell phone for Mira, in exchange for her cell phone which had been stolen. He also installs a tracking device on his new phone as well as Mira's cell phone, as he is worried if anything happens to Mira. Later that night, Mira is startled awake by a loud clanging sound from a pipe. She also finds that the electricity in her house has gone out, and asks Henry to check the house generator. When Henry checks the generator, he finds that his generator wires had been deliberately cut by someone. Henry also notices a footprint of someone leading to his house. And his instinct is right, because Mira, who is in the room alone, is approached by someone from behind. Sensing something is not right, Henry runs into the house and finds that his wife has been tied to the floor. After untying his wife, Henry goes downstairs and wants to find out who has actually broke into his house. At this moment, Henry notices several people who appear to be looking for something in his office room. He then takes out a gun that he'd been hitting in his plant pot all this time. Before Henry has a chance to expel the intruders, he is surprised by the appearance of another intruder who quickly attempts to immobilize him. As a result, the chaos that ensued makes the other intruders want to catch Henry and his wife. Henry manages to lower Mira from the balcony of the house, in order to ask for help. Unfortunately, the intruders are able to break through the door and take down Henry. Mira, who is already in the car, suddenly hears a few gunshots in her house. She gets worried as she has no idea who has been shot. Not long after, an intruder who has been injured appears and asks for help. And Henry appears from behind. He then shoots the intruder to death. Mira can't believe her husband could do such a thing, after witnessing everything that has occurred. The following day, there is an argument between Henry and Mira in a cafe. Mira can't accept the fact that her husband hiding a gun in her house without telling her. Henry then apologizes to Mira for causing her trauma. He explains that they were lucky to have the gun at the time of the incident, and the gun had been seized by the police. Not long after, they are visited by a police detective assigned to handle the case they are currently dealing with. One of the detectives shows them the profiles of the intruders who broke into their home the night before. The detective informs that the intruders came from a poor area called Eagle Point, which is located across town in a caravan park. The police do not yet know their motive for infiltrating Henry and Mira's house. The detectives inform that they will try to question the only intruder who is still alive, named Dylan Cobb. Dylan is in a coma in the ICU at St. Mary's Hospital. And aside from that, the police also discovered one problem related to the case. In more detail, they had a case involving a missing girl who lived in their area a month ago. And it turns out that the missing girl is a member of Dylan Cobb's family, named Christine Cobb. Therefore, if Dylan does not survive, the police won't be able to track down Christine Cobb. Long story short, Henry informs Mira in the evening that he wants to go to the supermarket to buy some household needs. Henry, who is in a hurry, has left his wallet behind, and Mira, who discovers it, tries to contact her husband but not answered. She then tries to chase after her husband to give him his wallet. On her way, she notices that Henry's car is not heading towards the supermarket, but rather is turning toward the road that leads to St. Mary's Hospital. Mira's diverted gaze causes her to lose concentration while driving, and she nearly collides with a car in front of her. When Mira returns home, she discovers that her husband has already arrived. Mira explains that she was recently in an accident while trying to send Henry's wallet, and that her car is currently being repaired at the garage. She also questions Henry about why his car took the hospital road instead of the supermarket road. Henry then claims that he went the wrong way, and had to go back through the hospital to get back on track. In the morning, Mira returns to work as usual. But due to the trauma she experienced from previous incident, Mira has hallucinations about the state of the people around her. When Mira is about to leave her workplace, she is approached by a detective who is working on her case. The detective informs Mira not to worry anymore, because Dylan the intruder has died at the hospital where he was being treated.
When did he die?
Sunday night.
Hearing the detective's explanation makes Mira become suspicious of Henry. This is due to the fact that Dylan was found dead on the same night that Henry went through the road to the hospital. She happens to be driving her husband's car on that particular day, and she begins to look at the GPS history on her husband's car. She then rushes to an address which is the recent place her husband visited. We've also mentioned before that this place is a poor area called Eagle Point, which is where the intruders came from. Soon after, Mira manages to find the house where the intruders are staying. She also discovered a letter with Dylan Cobb's name written on it, as well as a key in the parked car. The house appears to have been empty and uninhabited for a long time. Inside the house, Mira finds a clue in the form of a letter envelope, which turns out to be from a house construction project of Mira and Henry. After that, Mira takes the envelope home with her. As she walks to her car, she accidentally sees a mail distribution not far away. She then decides to go check the mailbox of Dylan family using the key she found earlier. She found a package containing a handycam to be sent by Dylan to the police station. However, she is surprised by the presence of a stranger, who claims that he had seen Mira's car before, despite the fact that this is the first time Mira has been to this area. Mira is scared and tries to leave, but the man grabs the handycam. The stranger suspects Mira of recording him, and tries to destroy the handycam. After returning the handycam which he had broken, the man then threatens Mira not to come to this area anymore. When she gets home, she tries to play the recording from the handycam's memory. But because the handycam had been tampered with by the stranger man earlier, making it difficult to read the data from the film that was recorded. After that, Mira immediately decides to buy a similar handycam from an online store. She then walks into Henry's office, comparing the envelope she found at Dylan's house with the construction documents of their house. Well, it turns out that the envelope really came from their house. Mira senses that her husband has something to do with the intruders, so she checks every corner of the room one by one for other clues. She then found a flash disk that containing photos taken during the construction of their house. Mira notices an intruder named Dylan who turns out to be one of the project workers, and helped in the construction of their home. She continues to look at the photos, but she doesn't realize that Henry has returned home with her repaired car. Henry also sees the light in his office room is turned on. Mira rushes out of the office as soon as she realizes her husband has returned home. After that, Henry finds Mira's cell phone in his office, which activates a GPS app that displays Henry's current location. Henry then says that he activated Mira's current location in his phone as well, and he's surprised that Mira came to Eagle Point on that particular day. Mira explains that she was just trying to get some fresh air. After hearing this, Henry does not doubt anything about Mira. Once Henry has fallen asleep, Mira checks the data of the flash drive that she had found earlier. While looking at the photos, Mira suddenly hears the sound of a pipe again. She then continues to look at the photos on the flash drive. While doing her search, she is surprised to see a photo of Dylan with his daughter, Christine, who has been reported missing. The following day, Mira comes to the police station, where she is about to give the flash disk she found to the police detective. When she is about to step out of the car, she sees that the stranger who had previously damaged the handycam is arrested by the police. Mira decides to abandon her plan after realizing what has happened. When she gets home, she can't keep her curiosity anymore, and eventually reveals to Henry that she already knows about Dylan.
I need you to tell me you have nothing.
Why you have a picture of that missing girl, Henry?
At this point, Henry tries to explain to Mira that he was experiencing financial problems while constructing their house. He was forced to take over as contractor, and made the IRS think he was building the house on his own. Despite the fact that he had hired a dozen of people, including Dylan, to construct the house. One day, he was forced to fire Dylan after witnessing Dylan's violence toward his daughter, Christine. Plus, it's happened on the day her picture was taken. After the incident, Henry was forced to pay a hush money to Dylan, because Dylan had found out about his fraud. In the end, he was forced to stop his payments to Dylan, because he couldn't afford it. He also believes that Dylan is only using the issue of her missing daughter to break into their house, despite the fact that he only wants to take revenge on Henry. When Mira hears this, she realizes what has been causing her family's problems. After that incident, the relationship between the two of them returns to normal as before, and there is no longer any suspicion from Mira towards her husband. In the afternoon, just as Mira is about to leave work for the day, she receives a package from a courier. And the package contains a handycam that Mira had ordered just a few days ago. Henry and Mira throw a small party in their house to celebrate their new house move, and invite some of their close friends. The party is going quite lively until at one point, while Mira is cleaning the dirty dishes on the table, she sees a news report on TV about the strange man who had threatened her before. According to the news, he had no involvement at all with Dylan's daughter's disappearance. She secretly moves the flash disk from the damaged camcorder to her newly bought camcorder. At this moment, she finally finds a shocking fact where Dylan explains in more detail about his purpose of infiltrating the house was to find his daughter, not a revenge as Henry claims. When Dylan's daughter came to Henry's house construction site, Dylan saw the way Henry looked at his daughter with suspicion. That's why when her daughter goes missing, he won't suspect anyone else except Henry. If we recall, Dylan had previously broken into their house for 2 times. The first time was when they were out to dinner, where he brought his dog inside the house, and the dog barking like crazy, especially in the office. Dylan believes Henry got more evidence in his office room. After hearing all the explanations, Mira immediately rushes into Henry's office, looking for any hints like what Dylan said in the recording. She then opens the documentation of her house plan, and she discovers that there is a hidden room behind a wall in her husband's office. After looking for a way to find the secret room, Mira finally finds a button behind a box. She then presses the button, and a secret door behind her starts to open. After that, she enters the room, and it leads to a secret room that Mira was unaware of before. Mira slowly walking down the stairs. As she walks into a room and turns on the light, she is taken aback when she discovers someone who has been held captive. The woman is finally confirmed as Christine, Dylan's missing daughter. We can see that Christine has been tied to a pipe. This immediately clarifies the source of the strange voice that had been heard by Mira for multiple times. At this point, Christine, who has just woken up, becomes hysterical, but Mira tries to calm her down. Mira tells Christine not to scream so that Henry doesn't hear her. Unfortunately, when Mira turns around, Henry has already been behind her. At this point, Henry's true attitude has been finally revealed. When Mira tries to call the police, Henry then attacks her and knocks her to the ground. Mira is then treated in the same way as Christine, where she is also tied up by Henry in the room. Henry explains to Mira why he's doing all of these crazy things. It turns out that he only wants to have a child, but this will not be possible due to Mira's infertility as a result of the cancer she has suffered. He had just planned on having a child with Christine, and after Christine's child is born, he would immediately kill Christine. After that, he will be living with Mira and the child, as if they are a normal family. Henry then goes out of the room, telling all his guests to go home, because his wife is inebriated and has fallen asleep.
Drive safe.
In the hidden room, Mira tries to untie the rope in her hands. After the rope is untied, Mira rushes to help Christine. And shortly after, Henry returns to the room, and he is surprised to see Mira and Christine, who are no longer in the room. It turns out that Mira and Christine are hiding under the stairs, and they quickly make it out of the room. Unfortunately, Henry is able to hold the door. He then takes his cell phone and locks all doors through the access from his cell phone. Both of them try to hide from Henry. But Henry finally manages to find Mira and also Christine. Mira is thrown by Henry, causing her head to hit the cabinet and resulting in her passing out. Christine's is dragged back into the basement by Henry, who intends to kill her there. Mira has regained consciousness, and she immediately goes to save Christine, and brings a miniature clock with her. When Henry is just about to kill Christine, Mira appears from behind and hits him in the head with the miniature. This causes Henry to convulse, before he dies on the spot. Finally, Mira and Christine are able to get out of the house safely. At the end of the film, Mira decides to sell her house and transports all her belongings. And with that, the film ends. Okay guys. That's all the recap for Intrusion 2021. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video.